Hello, this is Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and as many folks may know, I have been over the past couple of years putting up YouTube videos, most of them tutorials, and now that I've started flying with the Mavic 2 Zoom that my son gave me, I'm getting some comments from people who wonder if I'm ever going to put up another Bebop 2 tutorial, or if I've just ignored the community and decided not to put up any more Bebop 2 videos. And first of all, I want to apologize to my friends all around the world. I call you friends, the subscribers who comment and make suggestions and stuff, that I've been just putting up the Mavic 2 Zoom videos. And I've got a couple of reasons, and let me kind of go through those. First of all, number one, I guess you could say, the Bebop 2, I made videos for about 2 years and put them up, and I've got a web page on my website. I'll put a link to it. Got over 60 YouTube videos, tutorials on the Bebop. And that pretty much, I have pretty much exhausted everything available for helping out folks with their Bebop, and so that's still there. And then I still sell the balancing cables if you want a balancing cable to keep your battery in good shape. And I still answer all the comments and the questions that people have about the Bebop 2. And I have some really good friends that still fly Bebop 2s. So it's not that I've exhausted. It's not that I have divorced myself from the Bebop. It's just that I've run out of things. So that's one reason. Another thing, the Mavic 2 Zoom has a lot of bells and whistles. That it has many more than the Bebop 2, and I'm in the process of learning what they're like and how to handle them, and make some tutorials on that for folks with the Mavic Zooms. And another thing, I guess you could call this number 3, okay? Number 3, for my own flying pleasure, if I take the Mavic 2 Zoom off from my neighborhood, from my back porch or my front porch, I can fly roughly about a mile away before I lose contact. And that is really nice. Whereas if I fly the Bebop 2 just for pleasure, I get to the end of the block and I lose connection. So that's just for my own enjoyment. And then finally, I should probably mention, my son gave me this this Mavic 2 Zoom with the Go Fly package, and spent a lot of money on it. Okay, if you had a son who you loved dearly and who loved you dearly, and you had an old Bebop 2 that there's nothing wrong with, but your budget will not allow you to even buy another Bebop 2, and you have a son who is kind enough to spend a lot of his own money to give you a higher level of drone as far as expenses and bells and whistles and stuff, and then you just kept on flying your old drone and didn't pay much attention to the new one and didn't learn anything about it, I don't think that's a realistic way to look at it. I love my son. He spent a lot of money to purchase that for me, and I want to show him the respect that I think he deserves by flying it and learning what I can about it. So I thought maybe I should explain that, because I don't want people to think that I don't care about Bebop 2s. I get comments and questions from folks new to the drone community, and I enjoy helping them, and I still sell those cables and for balancing. So that's my reason, my reasons, I guess, why you see me putting up YouTube videos about the Mavic 2 Zoom. I'm not trying to sell Mavics or anything. I was just fortunate enough to have a son who loves me enough to give me one. So with that said, this is a tutorial that you're looking at. I am using head tracking on this video and learning. I learned a lot. The first thing I did was I forgot to record the first session. And so I learned something, because I was out flying FPV for two sessions of batteries And so that, and you know, when you put the goggles on, if you've ever flown FPV, when you put the goggles on, you the lenses don't fit exactly to your eyes. It's not like an optometrist setting. You kind of see as good as you can. I guess I'd put it that way. But so when I got all through with a long session of flying FPV, I was like cross-eyed and I couldn't fix it. I just had to let it fix itself over a period of time, which it did. But that's one thing. I drove home, and I think I almost pulled out in front of a guy because of that, or he was just going too fast. But anyway, so that's one thing I learned. A long session of flying FPV when the glasses aren't perfect. I'll make some more videos on that, and we'll see what we can figure out. The other thing that I learned, which was very important, to me anyway, was that the little indicator on the Mavic FPV app down in the corner, lower right-hand corner, it's not red all the time, but sometimes it is, which tells you which way the drone is pointing and which way your antenna is pointing. And you've just taken off, and this, like down at this end of the wash where I'm filming at this point in the video, I had to turn my body in order to keep the antenna facing the drone. When you turn your body, that's the same thing as turning your head. As long as you're still holding the camera, the controller in front of you, he notices that you've turned, and so then that way the camera goes sideways, and it's a little confusing because then when you push the right stick forward, it goes sideways. And I'll make some videos on that. But that's what happens if you turn your body to get the antennas aimed at the drone. That's the same thing as turning your head, and so the camera goes to the right. So now you're looking out what you think is the front. But so when you hit the stick, it goes left. Anyway, I'll make a video on that you can look at and kind of explain that one. It's a whole learning experience using head tracking, and I'm having fun learning it. Anyway, that's what I learned today, and a long session, my eyes went kind of cross-eyed, and the reason for that is because I forgot to push the record button, and so I missed my first session, and then I flew it again, flew the same route as you see here, and flew it again, and it was just a long period of time with the goggles on. And when I got through, my eyes had adjusted to the goggles, and so it was a little tough driving home. So anyway, thank you for watching this, and thank you for all the folks that understand why I'm not making Bebop videos like I used to. And I still use it. In fact, I've got some videos I've made where it's filming the activity that I'm working on from the air. And so it's a very stable and good, it's a good drone. And I love my Bebop, but I'm kind of more pleased with what the Mavic 2 Zoom will do. And of course, the app that I'm using for this is called Mavic FPV. And so anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and God bless.